I am Amoka Mom, and I am back. Let's talk extracurricular activities. When I was growing up, I remember there being people who were taking lessons on how to play instruments, and if you wanted to, you participated on a sports team, or if your family had it like that, you took private ballet lessons somewhere else. I felt like it was something you could do if you wanted to do it, but it didn't seem like a vital part of my development as a person or of my education. I feel like something has changed when it comes to that. I feel like these days there's a pressure to expose your kids to as many extracurricular activities as possible. And if you don't expose your kids, it's like you're denying them something. You're depriving them of something. I remember extracurricular activities being a strong issue in high school, especially to explore different things because you're trying to figure out what you're good at and what your career path is. But as a 5-year-old, I don't remember it being necessary that I'm taking dance classes and I'm playing some kind of sport and that I have something to do every night of the week. But that's the type of culture we seem to be living in right now. And when you're homeschooling, that type of thing could become extremely detrimental, especially when you have more than 1 or 2 kids that you're working with. It's been difficult to kind of watch what everyone else is doing and stay prayerful about what I need to be doing. Clearly, there are talents that will show up in our kids that we know we need to pursue. For example, my son, from the time he was 3, he'd be playing on all those musical play pianos and picking out real melodies. It was clear very early that he had a piano gift. And so we put him in lessons, and I don't think that there's anything wrong that we did that. Likewise, my daughter is a clear dancer. She's twirling all over the place. And, she's had ballet lessons since she was 4. There was a season in my life where my husband was working a job that required for him to travel. And I think burnout really was the worst for me in that season, because although I tried to limit the extracurriculars to about 1 per kid, I have 5 kids. That means I could potentially be out of the house every night of the week. So if you're homeschooling and you're spending most of the day, the early part of the day, which is the good part of the day for me, on academics, and then when the afternoon comes, you're running around for extracurricular activities. When does making a well-balanced meal come into the picture? When are your kids in a calm home setting where you can sit with them and work with them and train them on character issues, behavioral issues? We all know that, things usually fall apart when we're out of the house, typically when they're tired, when they're cranky, when they're not well fed. When you're on the run like that all the time, I found myself turning to quick food, buying pizza all the time, takeout, or trying to throw together meals that really weren't all that healthy, but they were quick. And also not even really knowing what we were eating. I couldn't really maintain a consistent bedtime for some of these activities. Sometimes, a sports game would be going on so late that we'd get home really late for the little ones. And when my husband was traveling, I was handling all of that on my own. I think that the greatest lesson I learned is to keep it simple. If your kid is showing a true talent, then absolutely pursue that. If you want to expose your kids, maybe there could be a way that one season one kid could be exploring something and everyone is supporting him in that, and then another season it'll be the next kid's turn. Or maybe try to find things that everybody could do together as much as possible. There's a community basketball team that we're a part of that all my kids play in, and when the older ones phased out of it, they became assistant coaches, and at one point my son was coaching himself. So he was coaching while his sisters were playing on different teams. That one was great because the practice and the games happened all in the same day. It made it for a long Saturday morning in that season, but it was for maybe 6 or 7 weeks, and then that sport was done. We did that for soccer, and we did that for basketball, and it was so much better. That's where I had to learn to be strong with the comparing yourself to others, because people are always talking about the extra things that their kids are doing. But I had to learn what it was important for my kid to do and realistically what I could handle.